Hey class, here I'm covering how we can export sprite sheets out of Aseprite into a each row having a different tag. So here is a character I have animated with an idle, with a move, with a sleep here, sitting down, seated, so basically a sitting idle, a jump, and a breathe fire. The effects is in a different file. So I have this animation here, and I made this available. You'll get to see more of this hopefully later on. So with this, I have each of these tags set up. So the tags, they are like an organization that you can have inside of Aseprite, where you can hit play and it'll loop, or in the case of, let's say, sit down here, right now it just plays forward and loops forward. I could set it to ping pong instead. And if I hit play, it'll ping pong from 15 up to 18 and then back down to 15 again, and just do this like back and forth. So there's like a lot of settings you can do, but it's by clicking on the tag. To create a tag, you just highlight a section of frames and then hold down, press shift and go to new tag and give it a name. So idle and move, let's say. And the cool thing is you can change some of these settings right here. You can even change the from and to in case there's any changes you want to make to it. How many times does it repeat, or does it repeat infinitely? And you just hit OK. And you can even have tags combine inside of tags. So this is like pretty cool in and of itself as well. You can also right click in order to delete tag, or go to tag properties, which is the same thing as left clicking on the name. So tags are a pretty cool way of organizing the different chunks. And what I can do with this is if I go to File, Export Spritesheet, by default, I can see I'm set up to rows, and horizontal strip looks like the same. But the nice thing with by rows is if I then go into the Sprite tab and click on Split Tags, this will change it so that each row is one of the different tags. So this top one, this is the idle, and then we have the move, the sleep, the sit down, the sit idle, the jump, and the breathe fire. And I can then click on open Spritesheet and export, and now I have this image file, and I can see that there's all this like blank data, and that's fine because it has to make it into a box-like shape. And then I can then go to File, Save As, and I can go to wherever I want, and instead of .asprite, I could say .png. And PNG is what we want because we want that transparency for the background as well. And I can see that star.png is one of the options in this list. So now with that saved, I can then minimize this. Got Steam open because of Aseprite, midweek deal. And I have this image file where if I double click on it, it will actually open up my Spritesheet. So that is exporting sprite sheets with tags on the different rows for those of you that are interested in that. Because those of you that are doing normal mode, you're going to have basically, if you do packed, it will kind of like spill over one animation into the next and into the next on different different rows. And packed, the nice thing with packed, but the unfortunate thing is it doesn't have any organization to it, is it tries to pack it into as much of a square shape as possible. And that's for like data purposes. But what, so I'm okay with submission being packed. I'm okay with it being by rows and through tags. This is like the most ideal organization is this method. You could also just have it as a single horizontal sprite. But when you have sprite sheets that have this many frames, horizontal strip becomes a little much. And that's where by rows and split tags comes in handy. As you can see here, there's also split layers in case you happen to have multiple layers and you want to split them up into different sections. And there's some like benefits to that too. So that's this video. Hopefully that helps give you some ideas. Whether other software can do this, I do not know, that are made for pixels. So that's where you'd have to do some research on that. But Aseprite, this is like one of the things I really, really like about Aseprite is being able to have this functionality. Because doing an old school way of just like handcrafting these was just a pain that just takes forever. So, yeah, so good luck on the main quest.